Namaste and welcome to Wisdom at Sunrise. Today we're going to start off with a little bit of a proverb, if you will, a little bit of wisdom that I ran across, and it goes like this. It's easy to look back at the moments and find ways to be better. What's hard is stepping back at the moment and making the right choices to begin with. So what does that mean? Well, that's pretty loaded, and it's a truth that a lot of people kind of have difficulty hearing because retrospect is easy. We can all look back and see situations where we could have handled things differently. Even if it's right then and there, you do something bad and you immediately regret it. The best thing you can do in that moment is to stop and rectify as soon as possible. But even then, the damage is done. What is difficult is being able to take that split second, that moment in time, and take a breath and make the right choice to begin with. And it's difficult. It really is, because a lot of times when these moments arise, what happens is emotions take over. And controlling one's emotions, while sometimes it's hard to understand that not all of us can control our emotions at all, it's kind of easy to see in some people where, they're hot-headed or they may cry a lot or something like that. People can always look at that and say, well, that person can't control their emotions. Well, that's pretty easy and evident to see. But everyone allows certain emotions to get in the way of their judgment. Whether or not they lash out or not is not really the point if they're still allowing that emotion to guide their decision. Whether or not it's an outburst of emotion doesn't mean that the emotion isn't leading and taking control of the situation. So how do you do that? Well, this is one that I struggle with quite a bit. I'm very reactionary. It's honestly because I have an ego. I think that a lot of people doubt me. I think a lot of people, think poorly of me. Whether or not that's true or not, especially in my current life, is probably untrue. But what happens is I tend to lash out. So what I've been trying to do, and what I suggest in situations like this, is to take a breath before you respond or before you say anything. Take a deep breath. That split second will allow you to think about what it is you should say, or if you should say anything. Because sometimes, depending on the situation, the best response is no response at all. And don't forget that nonverbal communication is also a way of expressing yourself. So when you roll your eyes or you make wide eyes and, your eyebrows get big or anything like that, nonverbal communication is still an emotional response that people can see. And so taking that breath and simply not saying anything, and then if you're then asked, what are your opinions? You're able to organize your thoughts and say something constructive, and hopefully leading the conversation in a more positive direction. So that's my suggestion. Leave me a comment and follow us for more.